Good morning, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. It's time for the Hurricane and Hurricane HD video blog for Thursday, June 28th, 2012. A look at the wide-shot visible image of the tropics, and you can see this tropical wave here, mostly void of convection except maybe right around the center of the tropical wave, but a lot of dry air and fairly stable air around the system will preclude its full development. Nonetheless, it will continue to work its way off to the west-northwest, and in a few days it will bring some shower and thunderstorm activity and brief gusty winds to portions of the Lesser Antilles as it continues its journey on towards the Caribbean Sea. We'll watch what happens as it does so, but right now still a fairly low chance of development. Here is the remnants of Tropical Storm Debbie that dumped all of that rain up in northern Florida, as you're well aware. It has a chance to make a comeback, if you will, as it moves on off, continuing to move off into the North Atlantic, and if it does so, it would still remain Tropical Storm Debbie. It's fighting dry air, a very dry air mass behind it, as very warm high pressure builds in over the eastern U.S., where record temperatures are likely across parts of the deep south and southeast, but the storm system here, the leftovers of Debbie, still in a moist enough environment, pulling in unstable air from its south and east, and as it's on its way out to the northeast, it may re-intensify enough to reach tropical storm status once again, but it should not pose any threat to land areas, with the exception of Bermuda, which is right here, and you may experience some rainy, showery, breezy conditions as this whole weather system moves on by to your north and west. Looking at the eastern Pacific, everything here nice and quiet, no areas of concern at all. And the reason behind the quietness now is, a part of it anyway, this brown coloring in here on the MJO map. This is the Madden-Julian Oscillation forecast and observed positions. This is the observed here, the analysis. This is 5 days, 10 days, 15 days into the future. And if we look at the current conditions, which is what I want to point out today, all of this brown in here generally means subsidence or sinking motion in the atmosphere. It's not a rising motion type atmosphere, so it's not conducive for developing showers and thunderstorms in the deep tropics on a prolific nature. Most of the rising motion is either over Africa to some extent, and then here in the western Pacific, as the MJO pulse gets ready to sort of start over in the vicinity of the Indian Ocean, and then it will move its way back across. So I would suspect that by the last part of July, the last 10 days or so of July, it'll be back in this region of the world, and we would be looking for the chance of development once again. It's not to say that something won't form between now and then, but these pulses have been fairly easy to predict. The one at the end of May, and then now we had this one here that just finished up, this MJO pulse at the end of June here, which gave us Debbie and a couple of systems in the eastern Pacific. And that's what they do. They kind of circle the globe every 30 to 40 days. So we'll be looking for that as our next window of opportunity, probably towards, I would say, July 20th and that point on. We'll see. There's no update tomorrow because I'm going to Georgia to try to recover a payload from a weather balloon that I was helping to assist with a launch last Saturday with CNN in Peachtree City. We lost part of the payload due to a malfunction on the weather balloon, and a ham radio operator and I are going to go try to find that tomorrow morning. So we'll be traipsing around in the Georgia woods in 100-degree weather. So that's why there won't be an update tomorrow, but it's a good time to do something like that because the tropics are not going to be an issue as we head into the weekend, so that's very good news, especially for folks in Florida who desperately need things to dry out. But I will be back on Saturday and through the weekend with video blogs at those times. I am Mark Sudduth, my website, HurricaneTrack.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back here with another video blog for Hurricane and Hurricane HD on Saturday.